My name's Philip Holm. I'm the owner and founder of Stars and Stripes Financial Advisors. We serve service members, veterans, and their families. I come from a military family. Both of my grandfathers served, many of my aunts and uncles served, and growing up, that influenced me a lot. I really understand that we're a military family. It's just what we do. So joined the Army when I was 17 years old, had my 18th birthday in basic training. I made a point not to tell anybody about that. Went to basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia, and then went to Fort Gordon for AIT, and then back to Benning for airborne school, which effectively meant that I was going to go to Fort Bragg for my first duty station. So spent some years there, joined the special operations community, and did my first deployment to Iraq, attached to the 75th Ranger Regiment for a mission over there. Got back and eventually found my way to 1st of the 10th Special Forces Group over in Germany. Spent a couple years out there, deployed to Afghanistan. Definitely a culture in the special operations and airborne communities of wanting to be the best, working harder. Some of the phrases that come to mind are doing it right the first time, working to task and standard instead of time. You know, so we like to say that we played by big boy and big girl rules, which is if you get the job done, good, go home. If you didn't, keep working till it's done. And so that culture has informed me a lot about my work ethic and what it means to be a professional. Going through the service, it's hard not to encounter somebody who's struggled financially. One of my dear friends back when I was at Fort Bragg, him and his wife, they had 2 kids, same rank as me, doing the same job, but they had to be on food stamps because the military just doesn't pay that much money. No veteran should be on food stamps, period. Frankly, it's absurd. And so seeing that really informed, you know, my desire to serve, to come back and serve that community. You know, sometimes money is the last thing on their minds. You know, they're struggling to get health care. They're trying to improve their lives and go to college. You know, they're trying to raise a family. As a financial advisor, I can help people understand how to run a budget properly, how to manage their cash flow. I can help them make the best out of their situation. There's lots of benefits and specific things that happen while you're in the military and after you're out of the military that service members and veterans can leverage that they either don't know about or they don't know how to leverage. They may understand that this benefit's out there, but they don't know enough about it to take advantage of it. Across the service, you know, probably billions of dollars of untapped potential there in terms of what wealth could have been obtained. I help them plan for deployments, I help them plan for PCSs, permanent change of station. I help them plan for transitioning out of the military. Once they become a veteran and start their second career, I help them navigate that environment as well. So a typical financial services company, they operate on an assets under management model, which basically just means like, hey, you bring me $100,000 to $500,000, we'll invest it on your behalf and take a fee off the top. And then in return, we'll provide you with financial planning and advisory services. But as you and the rest of the world knows, the military doesn't make that much money. Our financial well-being comes from compensatory disability, comes from military pensions, comes from VA benefits like GI Bill, VA healthcare. So I built my firm off the idea that service members and veterans can afford to pay for professional services. They just have to pay for it like they pay for the rest of their for the rest of their professional services, which is just writing a check directly to a CPA, a lawyer. Why should your financial planner be any different? So by structuring my business to be a direct fee between me and the person who's paying for the services, I'm allowed to provide access to the military and veteran community that they normally just don't have access to that advice. I can actually provide advice and not have to worry about what kind of commissions I'm making, what sort of kickbacks I'm getting. I'm only working for my clients. I'm not getting paid because, somebody invests in product A versus product B. And when I found out what a fiduciary was, that really resonated with me, because as a fiduciary, I have to put my client's best interest first, always. And if there is a conflict of interest, I have to manage it in their favor every single time. It's the highest legal standard a professional can have in terms of care for their client. And so that was a no-brainer for me. I thought, as a veteran serving service members and veterans, I have to be operating at the highest standard. But then when you serve, your brothers and sisters in arms become your second family. And there's no group of people I'd rather serve than those individuals that have served our country. They've sacrificed so much for our well-being, and I can't imagine somebody that I'd rather work for more than the people in that community to help them live their life on their own terms instead of just scraping by to make ends meet.